Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Eduardo Emeris and I am HIV positive, labeled HIV positive, and I've been living without medication for a while. I did take it a few times throughout my life. I was diagnosed in 2006 and I took the medication from 2016 17 to 2019, almost 20, I think. Very short period of time, and I give it a try. I really wanted to give it a try and relax and not think about my own health and give the responsibility over to the doctors. and but most of my life, since I was diagnosed in 2006, I have lived without medication, and my whole purpose has been to understand what is the relationship between mind, body, and spirit. In the process, I also realized that there is a lot more than that. Not only mind, body, and spirit, but the emotions, the trauma of the past, the subconscious, the higher consciousness. So many aspects of ourselves that somehow I realized that in order to heal, needs to be aligned. All these aspects of us needs to be aligned to be able to find balance, peace, clarity, love for oneself, love for everything that is, and what else? I think more than anything else is the feeling of connection, the feeling of I am not alone and I can do this. That confidence. That's normally when we go through a process of abuse in the childhood, during childhood, or traumatic events throughout our lives. It just gives us, kind of messes up with our confidence, with our certainty of what can we achieve and who we are and what are we doing here and all that stuff. Anyway, today I want to share with you my perspective about the medication. Because obviously, when I took the medication and the few times, I love pills. I'm a very lazy and comfort zone lover that everything that comes easy, it's my friend. So I've taken throughout my life many shortcuts, from pills to lose weight, to painkillers, to what else can I remember? Throughout my life as well, I was addicted to foods. I've been addicted to many things, but in terms of medication, I have always had this kind of connection with pills because I find it very easy to simply take something and forget about it. Right now, I'm taking supplements. I'm taking supplements with minerals. What's the other one? Minerals, anti what? What's it called? What are they called? No, it's not anti anything. Yes, of course they are anti something. Antioxidants, minerals. Also take some supplements for boosting my testosterone levels. And obviously, when it came to HIV, well, it was something that is like, why I'm not, for the first time probably, not attracted to this medication. And what I think was, in my case, was the fact that I was told to do it. It wasn't my decision. It was like I had to do it or else. And I could have been my whole life a very lazy and pill lover or shortcut lover my whole life. But something that I also been is a rebel, a bit of a anarchist. Like, I don't really enjoy being told what to do. And if you tell me to go left, I probably will end up going right at some point. And so that was kind of the first thing that really confronted me. Like, why do I have to do it just because you think that I want the results that you're offering? In this case, it was like, if you don't take it, you're gonna die. And if you don't take your antivirals, you're gonna get very, very sick and you're gonna suffer really, really badly. And it's gonna be so horrible, that kind of death. And you don't want that. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure that I don't want that? And and that's probably where they found themselves very wrong with me, because I was willing to go through all the darkness, all the illness, all the death and confusion and everything that was brought upon me by choosing not to take medication. So obviously it was a very difficult road, very, very difficult road, where I had to confront my greatest fears, my greatest insecurities, and somehow begin to switch the direction of where my thoughts and beliefs were pointing at. Because obviously, at the beginning, they were pointing to very different directions than healing and self-empowerment. It was like, I don't believe in myself. I cannot do this. I feel totally insecure. I feel very, very afraid, 100% confused. I don't believe I have what it takes to do this. And all those limiting beliefs, I had to deal with them. Anyway, so when medication comes and the doctors embrace, or you embrace the doctors, and doctors embrace your new willingness to put your health in there, under the microscope and under the responsibility, well, it feels very good. You feel cared for, you feel guided, you feel protected, you feel loved, you feel secure, very important. And you feel very peaceful and calm because everything is solved, and it's fine. So all those good emotions, all those goodies that come out of taking a medication, obviously create a sense of I want more addiction, because you just want more of what it's been offered to you. Now, my question always was, do I really need it? Do I really need it? Now we see, now we see, hold on, because that's my. Now we see that there are many speakers, spiritual teachers, scientists, even, that begin to talk about quantum consciousness and the power of the mind and the power of the observer over even matter, and how particles or molecules can choose to be one or the other, that everything comes into manifestation as the observer observes. So all those kinds of philosophies and new ways of thinking began to really sink in with me, especially when I began seeing or watching videos like what the hell, what the bleep do we know, The Secret, and I began reading books like The Power of Now, You Can Heal Your Life with Louis Hay, and I began to read or watch videos on quantum consciousness or quantum physics and mechanics, and all this new paradigm of self-empowerment. And obviously also during this process, many awakenings happened to me. Numerology, numbers were very prominent, and synchronicities and coincidences and vivid dreams and many little subtle details that came to being and began to simply make me question what is really happening within myself and what is really happening outside myself. And through all that process, I also found scientists, virologists, chemists, journalists, and general people who questioned the whole HIV AIDS paradigm. So with all that and the new age of empowered thinking, I began to question, okay, do I really need it? Do I really need this medication? Especially if they are trying to push it down my throat. Do I have to willingly take it, or can I choose not to take it? And obviously during many years I chose not to take it, and I got really sick, and it was very difficult, and I began to question, is it really the virus that is causing this, or it's because I have so much trauma, so much pain in my mind that it's giving the opportunity to all these illnesses to flourish and take really roots on my system. And what would happen if I begin to deal with this? But obviously that's way deeper, and today's video it's about addiction. And I have to share with you that many times I wanted to take the medication. I really did, because it's easy, because it's safe, because you get the approval of others, because you can reduce shame. You feel responsible to society. There are many aspects that makes you feel good. So not taking medication was a very difficult choice, but and also made me want to take it. There was a part of me that was very curious and wanted to know what I was capable of doing without it, without the medication. But there was another part of me that was like, who cares? Who cares about what could you discover about yourself? Who cares about the power of the mind? Who cares about all this new thinking? Who cares about exploring higher levels of consciousness? I mean, really, is it that important? Or could you just go with the flow? Shut up and do what you're told and take it, feel good, and enjoy life by entertaining and consuming yourself to death, because that's what we're doing as a society. And so the duality was powerful, really intense, and they were like two gods fighting with each other. You can do this. No, you cannot. You need help. Take the medication. Don't take the medication. Heal yourself. And it was very difficult. And I have an addictive personality, so I think we all have a little bit of an addictive personality, but I've been addicted to many things throughout my whole life, since I've been a teenager, probably. I don't know if before that, I don't think I could have been addicted to anything, since the kind of life that I was having with my very abusive stepfather. But probably I was addicted to pain back then. Anyway, so being someone with prone to addiction, obviously taking medication was something that appealed to me, that attracted, and so it was very difficult. Now, how did I come to stop, to really say, okay, stop it. Well, the first thing was about realizing that I wanted to have it, because I thought I was fighting to not take it. Like, no, HIV doesn't exist, or it's something different. It's an idea. It's not a virus, or the virus it's beneficial, not that harmful, and all that stuff. Why did I think that? Just by the way, very small parenthesis. Because many times when I came to dying, like I was very sick, that you would say there is no chance this man can actually survive this situation, because his immune system is totally destroyed. There are so many illness polluting his system. There is no way he can survive from this. And guess what? Well, here I am. So surviving those very critical moments, which were many, began to ring a bell like, why did I not die? Because doctors had already given up. I was pretty much just waiting to die. And but I didn't. And that made me question, what happened? What changed? And I noticed, I may not have had a word or a description of what happened, but I could had a feeling. I mean, I could really feel and notice the feeling of what had happened that made the situation begin to change, and I began to heal. And awareness of that situation made began to accumulate, because they weren't just one time when I felt bad and I went into hospital, or I came very very close to dying. I mean, I was in coma one time with pneumonia, influenza. My immune system was at 4. My CD4 was number 4. So that's how low it got. And doctors, when they noticed that, they thought, well, this guy is not going to survive there. I mean, the influenza and the pneumonia and with the AIDS. And I was very, very depressed and sad, because I thought nothing's going to happen. But I didn't. I didn't die. I actually got stronger and came back even stronger. And I had few moments like that. And when I began to notice the the changes that made it happen, and they began to accumulate, because I remember, oh, in 2009 this happened, in 2010, wow, this happened, and then in 2012 that happened, and then in 2013 that happened, and then in 2015 that happened. And I put all the pieces together. It was like, whoa, whoa. It's my emotions. It's the way I see myself. How much faith I really have on myself and on the world around me. And I don't talk about the world around me, the one that we can actually touch, but the one that we cannot touch. The spirit world, the energy world, the consciousness world, the synchronicity, the unknown, the untangible. That, the more I got to believe in the unknown, to trust darkness, the more I got to believe in spirit and began to tune in to that energy, the stronger I got and the healthier I became. And the easier it was to start transitioning into a balanced neutrality that allowed healing to happen. And even though all those things were there, on the other side of my mind was, just take the fucking pill. Just take the pill and forget about it. It's too much. It's too much, because honestly, when you are not used to all these transitions of thinking and spirituality and quantum consciousness and the power of the mind and blah blah blah, all this stuff, and you have so much trauma, you have so much insecurity, you have so much fear, you have so much anger, you have so much that it's consuming you inside. Well, it feels like you are asked to climb the highest mountain with nothing but your bare feet and your bare hands. And you look at yourself and it's like, how am I going to do that? How long is gonna take me? What is going to happen to me? And you cannot believe that challenge in front of you, it's what it takes for you to achieve what you so much desire in this lifetime, which is self-knowing, self-regulating, self creation, to know who you are, to know what you're capable of, to know your weaknesses and your strengths, and be able to manipulate them in the way that you feel more empowered to keep growing and make of this life the most successful life you've had in many lifetimes. And I know that this time you can do it because it's not only about you, it's about us as a society, and you probably know it and you probably understand it, but you can still doubt it and rationalize it too much, and it loses its effects, but it's always there in the back of your mind. So although all these things can happen, obviously the ego mind, the logic mind, the mortal mind will always ask for easy and safe. And the addiction to pills can be very, very powerful. So that I experienced, and being aware of the addiction began to change the direction, because the more aware I was about a part of me wanting to take the medication, the more I could just simply observe it without engaging with it. I could observe the addiction and understand, like a child, like, okay, yes, I understand that this is what you need because it makes you feel good, it makes you feel safe, it makes you feel protected, it makes you feel guided. I totally understand. And I embrace that part of me with love and tolerance and compassion and forgiveness, and said to myself, it's okay, it's okay. I know that right now that option feels like the safest and the most beautiful and the most grounded and responsible, and it feels amazing. I know that at this point feels like that. However, what you are building up, that inner strength, that inner power, that inner clarity and inner guidance to make it to a safety in the middle of chaos, that it's invaluable, and that it's more powerful than any medication that could be there or could not be there, because we don't know what's going to happen in your life, and we don't know what's going to happen at some point where you might not have access to that medication. And because I have always thought that I wanted to be free. That's my motto. I want to be free. And HIV has always been this kind of trap that kept me chained to one place where I could have access to support and treatment if I needed to. So I knew that I wanted to free myself from that, so I could actually enjoy myself and travel around the world. But for that, imagine if I'm in the middle of the savannah or in India in an ashram, and suddenly my medication ran off, or somebody took it and stole it, or crossed a border, a frontier, and immigration took it away from me because blah 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 blah. What would I do? What would I do in that situation? And I said, no, I cannot be that vulnerable. I cannot be that vulnerable. I cannot depend on a pill to keep me safe and healthy and strong. No. I have to find that strength within myself. And that's how I began to make the switch from addiction, from I have no power and I need this because it makes me feel better and safe and secure, to no, I can't do this. I need to find my own strength. I need to find my own health. I need to find my own security. I need to find my own balance. And I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I know that I have to simply heal and change my emotions and the beliefs about myself, the world around me, and everything that is my reality. Pretty much, I have to take every single part of me apart and then put them back together and create a new being. But guess what? I believe I can do it. And this is what I've been doing. And this is what I'm now sharing with you. And this is what it is. But what do you think? What do you think? I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your questions. If you're going through something similar, what is your biggest challenge? How difficult it is for you to maintain balance? How easy it is for you to find clarity in your mind? How do you stop the inner conflict between yes I can and no I can't, and all these dualities in your mind? How is your health? How you're maintaining your health? How do you feel? Do you feel like you're ready for something different? Do you feel like you are transitioning into a better version of yourself? Yes, all that stuff I would love to hear. You can leave it in the comment section below, or you can contact me directly on my email. It should be here somewhere, and let's talk. Let's talk. This is the intention of this channel of me coming here. It's to connect, and the connection is just not one way. It's both ways. So I need your input. I need your words. I need your encouragement as well. And also I need your confrontation. If you don't agree with something I'm saying, or something really kind of shocked you or confronted you, I invite you to please share it. Tell me about it. I am very open to discussion and to be confronted with different truths. I'm very open to listen, and I will always try my absolute best to be calm, to be neutral, and to be respectful, and to be authentic. So thank you for this opportunity. I really enjoyed being here with you today. I would love to hear from you, and until next time, Satnam, Namaste, hasta la próxima. Chao.